Mercedes enjoyed their second 1-2 finish of the 2016 season here at the Russian Grand Prix. We were expecting a challenge from Ferrari, and that didn't come, partly because Sebastian Vettel was taken out on lap 1, but it never actually materialised from Kimi Raikkonen either. How do you assess the situation at Ferrari now, Mark?
Well, it's probably not quite crisis mode, but here we are, 4 races into the season, and we have a car that appears to be fragile. It's not that reliable. It certainly doesn't have the speed of the Mercedes-Benz cars, and you have a teammate in Kimi Raikkonen who seems to be at best inconsistent and frankly sometimes a little bit off the pace. So Sebastian Vettel is then left to hold everything together and to provide the charge that Ferrari want in this year's championship, and he just hasn't been able to do so because of these accidents that have taken place in the last couple of races. So you really have a sense of a team that is failing to live up to its own expectations, let alone the expectations we all had for them coming into this year, and they are really not close enough to be able to take the fight to Mercedes, even if their cars were reliable, and they're not. So really a lot of issues, a lot of challenges for Ferrari to overcome, and it's a pretty gloomy prospect for them at this particular juncture.
Well, let's deal with Sebastian Vettel first. He's made contact with other cars on the opening lap of the last 2 Grand Prix. Do you see him doing anything in the cockpit different to how he's driven before? Because when he was winning his 4 World Championships for Red Bull, he couldn't do anything wrong, and now he seems to be unable to do anything right.
Well, this is the dose of reality, unfortunately, that we all too often see in sport when everything's going so well and it all looks so easy. There's nothing easy about it, and Sebastian Vettel is now seeing what happens when, for example, this weekend he had a gearbox failure, and that's not his fault. So he ended up starting 7th on the grid instead of 2nd on the grid, and that's not down to him, and he will reflect it once again on the fact that he needs his team to provide him with the right equipment.